gentlemen, grandparents, uncles and aunts, and nieces and nephews, and little kids running around the house, welcome. Thank you. This is weekly beer and video review with Travel Man Dan. Thank you for joining me today. Today's going to be an awesome episode. Today we've got a lot of things to go through, and it's a very special beer review as it hits home to my heart. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Hope you're doing good, guys. Well, I don't know how to bring this up or not, but let's just get right into it. So if you know me, you watch the show, you're familiar with my love for the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres for that matter. But unfortunately, we suffered loss today at the hands of the Baltimore Ravens. What can I say? We were just outplayed. Josh Allen, our quarterback, didn't play as well as he wanted to. Look, he's going through some things. I get it. I understand it. I'm patient. I support the Bills. I'm humble in defeat and humble in a win. And, well, we just didn't come out as victorious as I thought we would be today. So, unfortunately, we had it so close. Oh, man, that last play, John Brown. I forget if it was, I think it was Marcus Peters that just reached in right at the end and knocked it away. Hell of a player, hell of a team. Hats off to you, Baltimore. Hopefully, if all things go well, we'll see you again in the playoffs. I mean, if you had told me the Buffalo Bills were 9-4 at this point last year, I would have told you you're high, drunk, and maybe on some kind of synthetics. But yeah, that's what we're sitting at. We're at 9-4. Still a really good season. We got 2 games coming up that were flexed, so that will be the next game, and is flexed to the Sunday night game against Pittsburgh, which was really fun and exciting to hear about. And then the following week, we got bumped to the Saturday game against New England. So that brings the Bills to 3 primetime games this season. Of course, I got to go ahead and reflect on last week because, well, I wasn't able to do a Travel Man Dan live show because I was traveling. So I was traveling back and forth from Buffalo. It was a really unexpected trip, and well, I went home for Thanksgiving. It was the first time I had gone home in 21 years. I was super excited to get home, and my father knew it, my mother didn't. It was really funny because, well, she's walking out of the room with the laundry. Hey, Mark. Oh, my mother's a very dramatic Italian lady, and she was really excited, had a great time, but and I just took that time to spend it with my family, relax over the holidays, and just chill out. And through the traveling schedule and whatnot, I wasn't able to go live. But did you happen to see on Thanksgiving Day the Buffalo Bills destroy the Dallas Cowboys? All right, not going to get too much into it because that was over. But yeah, we destroyed them on prime time, and I was happy to see the Bills play so well. That was the thing. They played an amazing game on the road. Now let's just see if we can do it next week against Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to get into it much more. I hope that if you were watching that you're a Bills fan and you can relate with me. If you're not, well, I hope when we play you, we beat you. That's all I got to say. Okay, so let's get into this week. Last week, I was unable to put out a video because, well, I was traveling, like I said, and I just didn't have the equipment like I have here in my studio. I didn't have all the stuff that I needed to edit the video. So instead of putting it out sloppy, I just didn't put any video. I didn't put a Weekly Wednesday, and I didn't put a Food Friday video out. So, well, what are you going to do? It's just one of those gap weeks, and I was unable to do it. So sorry about that. If you were expecting a Wednesday video or a Friday video, don't worry. This week's upcoming videos are going to be awesome. You're going to love what you see, and, well, hopefully I'll be able to redeem myself. But one thing that I did get a chance to do, when I was home, I did a lot of eating, did a lot of hugs and kisses and families and stuff like that and things like that. But I did get a chance to drink my favorite beer, okay, which I don't know if you know anything or about this show or if you've seen it, but my favorite all-time beer, if I could just have one beer, it would be a Labatt Blue. That's right. Labatt's Blue is my favorite beer of all time. Love it. I don't know what it is about it. It's just that taste. Everyone's brought up on a certain type of beer. Being from Buffalo, we grew up. Hey, how you doing from India? Good to see you. Well, being that I was brought up in Buffalo, real close to the Canadian border, I was able to drink a lot of Labatt's Blue, and the taste never left my palate. So that is my favorite beer. Okay, but it's got some competition. Okay, there's lots of Canadian beers that are really good, and I was able to go ahead and explore some of those Canadian beers as a child. Well, as a young, adult. In Canada, the drinking age was 19, so we'd cross over the border and sample a few and things like that. But all my life, I've always tasted Canadian beer, and I've always thought that it was the best beer. Out of all the beers in the world, I know what you're going to tell me: microbrews, Belgian beers, German beers, blah, blah, blah. I got to give it up to the Canadians. I think they have the best beer. And always battling Labatt's Blue was a beer that was synonymous with Canada. I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm doing well too. Very nice to see you. Thank you for joining me on Weekly Beer and Video Review. Big shouts out to you. And in India, nice to see that you're with us today. But I'm going to get back into that beer that was always challenging. I would have to say that even when I was growing up, a couple of times I wavered towards it. And that is the beer that I'm about to show you. And that is this episode. That beer is the Molson Canadian. Okay, let's take a look at these two rockin' gems cans of beer that are so beautiful and tasty. Today, it's a face-off. It's an ultimate face-off. Is it the blue? Okay, or is it the Canadian? Who is going to survive the weekly beer and video review show with Travelman Dan's highest score? Or should they go head to head? We don't know. We're going to find out. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all about it. But these two delicious little honeys, these are the best beer that money can buy, for, in my opinion. Okay? So, I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. But since the Canadian, I'm very familiar with too. Look at this. It is an official imported beer of the NHL. How awesome is that? Okay. And then we have the Labatt's Blue. Okay. They are also all over the place in Canada. I don't know. They're not the official because Molson is. But here we go. We got the Canadian flag. Okay. Canadian flag. Very prominent and proud. But let's go ahead and crack one of these suckers open. And let's get right into it. I am going to go ahead and start with the Labatt Blue. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, so that's probably about the 10,000th Labatt Blue I've cracked open. All right, right away we see the foam bubbling out. Nice job right there in the can. A little smell of home. There's just something about them. It's just a really tasty Canadian Pilsner. Comes in a really nice looking can. Okay, what are you drinking, eh? I'm drinking the blue, eh? All right, the alcohol content is 4.7. Okay, so not in the higher echelon, upper echelons, but for a Pilsner, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and give it a swig. Oh, that's good. Ooh, I taste the backyard in Buffalo, New York when I drink that. Ooh, it's just so tasty. Labatt Blue is fresh, is crisp, is clean. It's an outstanding beer. I mean, you can never go wrong with the blue. It's just your overall good taste. Well done, Canada. Let's go ahead and get into today's topics. Now, we already went through the bills. Now, I also want to talk about when I was home last week in Buffalo, New York. And since we're at the bar and we're drinking beer, let's talk about a beer. Guys, if you ever make it to Buffalo, New York, or if you live in Buffalo, New York, make sure you go down to this place called Stone City Saloon. Really great bar. It's a really great bar. How do you say really great bar? I think so. Really great bar. My buddy Kevin owns it. Go down there, tell him that you saw it on Travelman Dan, and he'll hook you up, man. But go and support him. Go and have a drink at his bar. It's a really fun place. It's not a massive place where you're going to be overwhelmed by hundreds of people and drunks and things like that. It's really chill. On the wall, he's got some really awesome graphics, like wallpaper graphics. The bar is really well. It's a big bar, so you can belly up at the bar, and he's got tables and stuff. But just really nice atmosphere. It's called Stone City Saloon. He just recently opened within a month. He's a hometown friend of mine. Played on the football team. We grew up. Hashtag just a kid from Kenmore. That's right. That's what he is. And yeah, I'd like it if you went ahead and go and support him if you're ever in Buffalo, New York. All right, man. Today might be the first time we go ahead and we get like 3 or 4 beers down on this session. I should have, but the blue is just a nice, tasty. It's got a nice like malt taste to it. I don't know what it is. It's really just your quintessential Pilsner, and really enjoying it. And it's best when it's served ice cold. So the next thing I want to talk about is if you were missing the Travel Man Dan videos last week, you might have seen a video that popped up yesterday. And boy, I am excited about that video because it's really getting some good traction. And what it was doing, it was go ahead and announcing the Travel Man Dan merch. Okay, I've worked out the kinks. I'm ready to go. It's up. It's ready to go. I'll put the link down in the description of this video, and every video that you go and see on Travel Man Dan, you can click on that link, which will take you to the store, and then you can go ahead and purchase some Travel Man Dan merch. So if you're interested, I got shirts, I got hoodies, I got socks, and I got coffee mugs. And well, I don't think I'm some kind of big shot. I don't think that I'm, look at me, hooty hoot kind of person. But if you just want to go ahead and support me and you want to check out that store and the merch, it is out there. I'll give you a good look at one of the hoodies. Here's one of the hoodies in the show. Check it out. That is the Food Friday logo. Okay, it's a standard logo. The other one is, it's a big world out there logo. And it's really comfortable on the inside. It fits really snug, okay? We're going to go ahead and wear this for the rest of the beer and video review. But you can see, okay, if you want to go hoodie up gangster, if you want to go Kenny from South Park, you could do that, okay? Really fun hoodie, okay? I don't know, it's getting a little wacky. But yeah, this is the Travel Man Dan first edition, okay? First edition merch, okay? This is really important because I'm just getting started. I'm only going to get bigger. The merch is going to get bigger. It's going to get better. The quality, everything is just going to get a little bit bigger and better. And I mean that in the most humble way. I don't mean that in like, well, I don't know. I'm not trying to be up here and brag and stuff like that. But I plan on growing. And because I'm growing, that means I'm being supported by you. So thank you so much. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you commented, shared. Sharing is really important. So this is my call to action. If you go ahead and just go down the list of any one of my videos and just share it. Put it out on your socials. Put it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your TikTok, your YouTube, anything that you use, go ahead and put it up there and say, hey, check this guy out. That would be much appreciated. But if you do want to buy the merch, it is out there. You go on the Teespring site, you can pick the color, you can pick the logo, you can pick the size, and they usually ship within a week or so. So it is a little slower, but I appreciate it, and know that. So one last thing about the merch. If you go ahead and you purchase the merch, please, please, please contact me. Send me a direct message. Put it in the comments. Go to my Instagram and send me a DM. Do whatever you got to do so that I know that you purchased the merch, so that I can personally thank you. If you're shy about it and you don't want anybody to know or whatever, don't send me a picture. Just say, hey, Travel Man Dan, I purchased it. Please don't post my picture, and I won't, okay? But if you do, please send me a picture, put it in your Instagram, tag me, whatever you gotta do, make sure that I know so I can say personally thank you. And if I see you in the person, I'll give you a big hug, okay? How's that? I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me because sincerely, without my community, without you guys watching me, without all that, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you, and I want to know about it. All right, back to the Travel Man Dan drinks Labatt Blue. All right, here we go. This is delish. Okay, show of hands, put down in the comments below who likes Labatt Blue. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is last night. Okay, let's talk about last night. What'd you do last night? I was in my comedy show. Okay, if you don't know, I've never talked about it in front of the video, or you never seen the video. I belong to an improv troupe at LA Comedy Connection in Burbank, California, and we put on shows once a month. We have weekly practices, and sometimes we're hired out. It's a really great troupe to learn from. I know you have out there, you have UCB, you have Groundlings, you have Second City, which are also really good, really talented people going in and out of the doors there, teachers. But I like LA Comedy Connection. Personally, the best thing about it for me is my teacher, Steve Pinto. Shouts out to you, Steve. Dude is hilarious. He's clear. He's concise, and he's helping our team, our troupe, get better. So really like it. Owner is Ken Scove. If you ever want to check it out, put it down in the comments below. I'll make sure I leave tickets. We perform the first Saturday of every month. I'll put tickets at will call for you. How's that? If you ever want to see a show, so let me know. But we had a really fun time. You know, improv is a skill as an actor that I've never really done. It's fairly new. I did a little stand-up for a few years, but it's really hard. It's quick thinking. It's impressive to watch other people, but you have to stay active as an actor. You have to continually work on your tool belt. Like, you have a whole bunch of tools. You have a chisel, you have a hammer, you have some kind of gripping thing, but they have to stay sharp. They have to stay ready. And improv just does that for a personality, an entertainer, an actor, a host. And so, yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We really had a fun time out there on stage. And that's what it's all about, is having a good time, being 80% funny, and just getting out there and getting better and better. So thanks a lot for those of you guys that have ever checked out the show. But if you do, let me know. And if you're ever interested in improv, it's for everybody. You know what I mean? It can help you. Even if you don't want to be an entertainer, it can help you. So you might want to check that place out. It's a really fun, exciting place. And if you like performing, if you like getting out in front of people, I do it for a lot of reasons. I love that, the performance, and I love it to help me get better as an entertainer. So yeah, that was a blast. Now let's go ahead and get this out. Oh, it's delicious. Labatt's. Listen, I gotta tell you something. If you don't know this, I don't do sponsorships. I don't have. Well, I've never been offered a sponsorship. I've never been offered, promotional things. Hopefully, as I get bigger, maybe that will come. If not, I'll continue doing this because I absolutely love it. But if there was ever a sponsor, if there was ever somebody that I wanted to work with, it would be Labatt and Labatt Blue, because I'm so passionate about it. I drink it. I miss it when it's not around, and not to sound like a alcoholic or a booze bag or this, that, and the other thing, but I just really love your product, and I would feel very happy. And it's authentic. It's not like I don't drink this stuff. It's not like I didn't grow up on the stuff. Labatt Blue, I would love to work with you. All right. There's my pitch to them. Now let's get into the next thing. The next thing I want to talk about is 2020 is coming up. So at this time now, I'm mapping out Travel Man Dan for the new year. Okay. So I usually plan things out a month or two ahead, so that I'm always staying ahead of it. Because, as Sean Cannell would say, what gets planned gets done. Okay, remember that. That's really important. Whatever you're doing, no matter if you're in business or if you're a YouTuber or if you're whatever you're doing for that day, whatever you plan out, probably gonna get done. So I'm in the process of planning 2020. I plan it out in a micro scale, and then I plan it out in a macro scale. And this is still new to me. I've only been doing this a year or so, a little bit more than a year. So I'm at the point now where I'm asking you guys, where should I go next year? What should I do? Where should I see? Where should I travel to? What should I explore? I'd love to hear from it. So if you have any good ideas, put it down in the comments. Happy New Barrow, be Paul. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. I hope that I get to say Happy New Year to you on New Year's Eve, because Well, I really appreciate all your support. That is definitely something that you always come on live, and I appreciate you. So let it be known there. Okay. So happy New Year. So let me hear from you. Put down in the comments below where you want to hear, where you want me to go next. Now, what I'm planning on right now is sort of working this kind of. Last year I was in Europe, I was in Asia doing movies and all this really fun and exciting stuff. But this year I'm really going to dive into the city that I live in, Los Angeles, and the whole triangle of Los Angeles. So if you go up to Santa Barbara, across a little bit over to Nevada and Vegas, back down over to San Diego, and back up to LA, there is a plethora, there is a freaking thousands of things to see and do. So as a traveler, right, I understand, well, you're not really traveling if you're traveling in Mandan, but actually travelers come to this little triangle area every single day by the hundreds, droves and flocks. So I want to be able to provide videos for them to see that they can go and check these places out. Where do I eat in San Diego? What should I see if I'm in Los Angeles? What can I do if I'm up in Santa Barbara? This kind of stuff. So that's kind of the mold that I'm taking. Plus, I'm really diving into what I like to call America Mandan, and that is I'm going to do like the South and Northwest. I'm going to do the western part of America this year. Now, this isn't my full-time gig. Can't wait till it is. Okay, maybe it is. I hope I get picked up by Travel Channel tomorrow. But what I'm saying is I'm really going to dive into cities like Phoenix, Portland, let me tell you, for those people that don't know, Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and Salt Lake City, Utah. That's what I'm kind of diving into, and I'm looking at it as a yearly scale. Now, if I was going to take a big overseas country, out of the country trip, I'm looking at Mexico or Vancouver. So I want to do Canada or Mexico. I want to stay in North America. Now, this is kind of like an overall idea that I'm having. Things change, plans get moved around. Hell, I don't know. I could be off to India tomorrow. I could go to Nepal, or I can go to Myanmar. I could end up in Senegal, or I could end up in Mali. I don't know. But this is kind of where I'm kind of aiming for this year. Hopefully something big will happen, an explosion, an atomic bomb, and I'll end up all over the world. But we'll have to, plan for what I can control. So if you think of any place within those cities I mentioned, or in and around where you live, put it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you think I should go to. Love to hear from you. All right. The Labatt's Blue is about to get kicked back. Here we go. All right, the blue is done. Delicious. Absolutely refreshing. Tasty. Brings back that taste of, having a couple before somebody picks you up down on North End and you head downtown to Chippewa Street, or just being in the backyard down at the Duffy's house and having a couple of swigs of this, and then jumping into that giant pool that they had. But man, Labatt Blue. Now here's something that we're going to do different this week. Because it's a head-to-head, Labatt's versus Molson, okay? We're going to hold off on the score. Then I'm going to let you know the score at the end so that they can bash each other, or we're going to see just what I think is a better, okay? What I think is a better, okay? You got to love live. Going live is so much fun. Thanks a lot for those of you who are hanging with. Let's try White Canadian Wine. Let's do it, Barrow. I like your style. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. All right, Barrow, this one's for you. So here we go. Molson Canadian. Nice label. Big old Canadian flag. Okay. And, yeah, it is John Molson. It is like I said, official imported beer of the NHL. Who's your favorite NHL team? Buffalo Sabres? Okay. Let's see what the percentage is. I don't have a percentage on this one. It's probably here, but I can't find it. It's in like silver writing. Maybe they don't want you to know until afterwards. All right, let's just skip that part. It's probably anywhere between 4.1 and 4.9. There we go. Ooh. Cold filtered, refreshing. delicious Pilsner here. Ooh, the Canadian. No, the Canadian. Canadian is not a Pilsner. It is a lager. Okay. Wow, this is good, man. The Canadian is also a tasty beer. All right, so first initial impression, very, very good taste. Overall, it tastes like a beer should taste like, okay? Hits you back on these little the glands right here where you drink it and it feels refreshing, all right? No backwash to it. Just an overall clean, refreshing beer, much like the Labatt. But let's go into the next subject that I want to talk about, okay? What I picked up this week. Check this out, guys. All right? Those of you that don't know me, let you little know something. I like collecting things. So now I'm into the collection of 8-bit Nintendo games, okay? I've always been a Nintendo freak. I like the old school 8-bit Mario kind of joints, all this kind of stuff. And look what I picked up this week at a local, all right, the Zapper Duck Hunt. I'm not going to point it because you never want to point a gun at somebody. So here we go. Check this out. This is the original Nintendo gray Zapper gun, and I bought it at a local shop for $10, man. $10, okay? The original 8-bit Zapper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my original Nintendo all hooked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and play some Duck Hunt. If you like video games, leave it down in the comments below and let me know what you like to play, what video game. Hey, who would like to see Travel Man Dan do like maybe once a month an 8-bit Nintendo kind of like gaming channel, like gaming video? If you'd like to see that, just give me a thumbs up. I'll know what that means, maybe a little controller, but I'm thinking about adding an 8-bit Nintendo kind of episode. That would be really cool. All right, let's go ahead and take another swig of the Molson, then let's go into this week's videos. Oh, that's good. That's good. That also tastes like home. Okay? Tastes like home. It's like, you know, when your buddy comes and thank you, Barrow. That, you know, when your buddy comes and you're like, yo, pick up a 30 pack, and he shows up. It's, you know, it's gonna be either Blue or Molson in Buffalo. So you can't go wrong with either. They're both delicious. Let me swig it down all the way, and I'm gonna go give you a score. All right. So this week's videos. This video coming up, I was in Lithuania. Okay, you've seen my videos on Lithuania, and if you haven't, go ahead and go to my channel and check them out. But this next one it just blew my mind, because you have Old Town Vilnius, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Just over this bridge, when you're walking around Lithuania, is another little area, not too big, maybe, I don't know, couple blocks, 20, 30 blocks, city blocks. Okay, it's got all these kinds of buildings in it, but what it is it's its own country. All right, it's its own republic. It's called the Republic of Uzapis, and it is one of the most unique places in all the world. Okay, because what they have is they have their own flag, they have their own constitution. They are literally considered their own republic. Now, I don't know if this is kind of a wacky tongue-in-cheek thing or if this is something that is real. They also have their own currency, only available on April 1st, which happens to be April Fool's Day. But you can only buy bread and beer. But I go ahead and I walk through this. I get so excited, man. I go ahead and I walk through this Republic of Uzapis, and man, is it exciting, because you see all this kind of, what it is like, it's this original bohemian kind of like artistic community just outside of UNESCO World Heritage Site, Old Vilnius, and you can walk through there and you can check out all these cool like places where people are just living free and kind of doing their own thing, and there's artists, and there's painters, and there's poets, and there's actors, and there's all kinds of fun people and creative people. And it's just a really peaceful place, and it's not really big either. So if you want to check out that video, that's coming out this Wednesday. Be sure to check it out. It's a lot of fun just to see it, okay? Just to see their own flag, just to see their own constitution, and some of the wackiest things are on this constitution. I've got another little tickle in my throat. Let's have another swig of this Canadian. That's good stuff. All right. So then on Food Friday is a lot of fun too, because as I'm walking around the streets, I happen to crash this little bar, right? It's called like Skuntulias or something in Lithuania. And what it means is the man who talks too much. And well, definitely rang in with me because you know I like to chat. You know I can go on a whim. If you've ever seen me, I have some of that in my refrigerator too, Drew. Yes, thank you. You're a Canadian drinker, Drew. Is it me, or I mean, is the world being fooled over? But like Canadians do the best beer, right? Yes, my man. You know what I mean? Like I'm from Buffalo, as you know, but I definitely give you guys hats off to the Canadians because they do the beer the best. Okay, and then Drew, I don't know if you were on here earlier, but this is the head-to-head competition. Yeah, dude. I'm glad to hear that, man. I love you guys and the Canadian people. You know, I tell you what, the North American people, Americans and stuff like that, they bust balls on Canadians a lot, but they don't even know about Canadian culture. They're the nicest, coolest people in probably the world. All right, they're friendly. Growing up on the border, you have all this interaction with them, and you definitely grab the benefits of drinking their beer. All right, so good to see you here, Drew. Thank you. All right, what we were talking about before is the video that I was drinking at this, or I was eating at this bar, the Food Friday. It's they're called Balidanjo in Lithuania. I forget what it's. I don't even know how to pronounce it. We call it cabbage roll. I'm gonna get one, have one with you. Yes, Drew, my man. All right, chime in with a little cheers, and I'll go ahead and give you a bump. Okay, when you go ahead and drink it. Barrow, if you're still with me, I wish I had a beer for you too, sweetie, but you don't, so next time, okay? All right, so, man, my father makes these things, and we call them pigs in the blanket. Now, a lot of people in America call pigs in the blanket hot dogs wrapped in rolls, but the way I was brought up that pigs in the blanket were these cabbage rolls. Delicious, fun, exciting, amazing food. So I stop off at this bar in Uzapis, and man, oh man, was I excited. And you're going to check this video out coming out this Friday because they were phenomenal. It was like this little tiny bar, and it was about this guy who likes to talk too much, and he's shit-faced and all over the signs and everything, and just my kind of place. So make sure you check out that Food Friday video. It's coming out this Friday. It's called Uzapes cabbage rolls, or it's called Balidenga, or it's in Lithuania, the cabbage roll. So check out that video. Absolutely delicious. All right, the next thing, we're gonna keep moving on. Now, all right, here we go. We're doing the challenge, but now in this little section, it's called "What are you reading? What are you watching?" And if you want to let me know what you're reading or what you're watching, put it down in the comments below. People always ask me, like, why do you read? Really? What? I haven't read a book. I like reading, number one. Number two, as an actor, it's the most freest. Got the Canadian. Cheers, Drew. That's some good stuff, man. As an actor, the one skill, the one thing that you don't need anybody. Actually, I understand a little bit of English. I'm trying to. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I'm the best guy, even though I was an English teacher to learn from. You might start talking like a lawnmower with this Buffalo accent. But I'll do my best, and yeah, any questions you have, that's the cool thing about this community, and we're going to get to that later on my quote. But I want to talk about what I was saying. Why do you like to read? As an actor, reading's free, man. It's like acting 101. If you're not a good reader as an actor, you're going to have problems because you get scripts and things like that. These are skills and developmental things that you don't need anybody for. You can just go ahead and just continue to read and find interesting books. Not only will it help you with your skill of reading, but it also helps you with the little brain inside your skull, and your imagination and this kind of thing all kind of helps. And so that's why I've opened up to this discussion of what are you reading, what are you watching, because a lot of people like watching, but let's see who's reading. Put it down in the comments below. And listen, I'm not a fancy guy. I'm not like a pompous, hey, how you doing? Just because I read, or I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I enjoy reading. I don't give a shit if you like reading comic books. Just read. You know what I mean? Like, get your eyes to work with your brain, to work with your imagination that connects in with your heart. All right, here's what I'm reading, and this right here is a lot of fun stuff. I'm reading George Carlin, Brain Droppings. And speaking of brain, yeah, this is a comedian. If you don't know him, George Carlin. I definitely love his stuff. He's I don't know how to explain him. I'll let you figure it out. Those of you that know George Carlin already know, but it's an awesome book. It was given. Look at this. Merry Christmas, 2017, from Nate and Cindy. Okay, if you don't know Nate and Cindy, that's my best friend. You may have seen him. His wife is Cindy. You've seen them in the videos, maybe from Utah. Cindy's talking in Chinese, and she's a Chinese woman. So they gave me this book for Christmas. I think they bought it in an antique store in Boulder City, Colorado, which I also did a video with them. And yeah, so that's what I'm reading. Just really funny stuff when you read it. George Carlin, hysterical stand-up, had a huge career, and well, sometimes I go science fiction, sometimes I go historical. This time I'm going comedic and funny. So check this out. If you've ever read it, let me know, or if you're interested, let me know. But if you're reading something, let me know. Now, the other part of this is, what are you watching? What am I watching? Well, I'm going back to the old episodes of Hunter. Okay, it's on Amazon Prime. It was one of my favorite shows in the 80s, and it's about a Los Angeles cop, and it's actually Fred Dreyer, who was an ex-football player. I think he played for the Rams and then a little bit with the Vikings or whatever. Excuse me, defensive lineman. But it's just that 80s cop show, you know what I mean? The A-Team, Airwolf, this kind of thing. Like, I just love that style. And he's got a partner, and he's kind of a loose end. His partner is a woman, and back in the 80s, this show was ahead of its time. And I don't know if any producer, any director, anybody of any importance in Hollywood is ever going to see this, but if you do, get me into the room to audition for a remake of Hunter. I would freaking love this role, man, because it's about a gritty cop. He's got some polish, but he's also off the loose end. He doesn't play by all the rules, and he meets a woman, and she's his partner, and it's just a really good, like, hour-long segment. And like each episode it takes you through a different crime and through his life, and you gotta think to yourself, after like 3 episodes, man, this guy's had one heck of a job, this kind of thing. But that's what I'm watching, Hunter. It's awesome. I really hope I get a shot at that, because I would love to remake that show. All right, Drew, going back to the Canadian. Man. Oh, Canada. I love this beer. It's really good stuff, guys. Brings back, cheers. Brings back a lot of good memories, a lot of fun stuff. It's not an drank more too. Not an overpowering lager. Not a very, it's gonna knock you on your butt. You can. This is your favorite. Okay. I definitely like Canadian. I don't want this to come out. I'm really enjoying this one. It's tasty, it's cold, it's delicious. And I was actually able to bring back 30-pack I stole out of my dad's fridge. Nice and smooth, fresh tasting. Okay, definitely agree with you on that. Easy beer, the kind of beer you're going to drink 12 of them. But I stole them out of my dad's fridge, and I brought them out here to my Buffalo group, who I absolutely love. We're a Buffalo Bills booster club. We watched over my boy Max's house, and thank you to him and his family. God bless Lapidus. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's get into this. Now I'm gonna go ahead. And I did, man. Where's the TSA note? I put it into my check-in, and the TSA leaves me a note. Luckily they didn't take any 30s or any of them, but yeah, it was safe there. But it was pretty funny. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna give you my score. I'm gonna do a quote of the day, and I'm out of here. So here we go. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna go by Drew's call out. It is nice and smooth. I'm gonna add a refreshing, crisp. Okay, it's crisp. It's clean, really tasty. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the moment of truth. Here it is. I want to put one more time on record that my favorite beers in the world come from the country of Canada. Okay, I like Labatt. I like Molson. Okay, those are the best beers. If you've never tried them, okay, leave the IPAs to another day. Leave the Belgian beers to another day. Okay, and just try these. They're freaking amazing. Okay, you got some other ones like Moosehead and like I forget some of the other obscure Canadian ones. Drew, if you could help me out, that would be cool. But there's a lot of good Canadian beer. But these two, okay, these are the Titans of Canada. All right, this one is the official sponsor of the NHL. This one is amazing, and you will see it everywhere. So here we go. This is out of 10 points, and we're gonna go ahead and give it a battle now. I've never gone this high before, but immediately I know what the scores are. I've tasted it through the back of my palate. Moosehead is good too. Yeah, I like Moosehead. Algonquin. I used to drink Algonquin as a kid a lot. I don't even know if they make that anymore. All right, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from all over, I am going to give you the score of the head-to-head battle of the Canadian beers. Now, yes, I am drinking them in a can. They'll taste different in a bottle. They'll taste different in a draft. Doesn't matter. They're Canadian beers. They're freaking awesome. Molson Canadian, at the highest score ever recorded on weekly beer and video review with Travelman Dan, ranks in at 9.5. 9.5. 9.5, baby. 9.5. Molson Canadian, great job. Oh, now, the moment of truth. Labatt Blue and Molson Canadian. Staring him down. Oh, baby, he's circling him. He's giving him a look. He may want a piece of him. I don't know. Can he score a 9.5? Folks, this has never been done before on Weekly Beer and Video Review with Travelman Dan. But it is true. It is here. Right here, happening live in front of your faces. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Labatt Blue has scored a perfect 10! What? 10! 10! Labatt Blue has got a perfect 10. Ah, the moment he just punched him. He kicked him. He body checked him. Now that's over. All right, Labatt Blue has won the challenge. It has beaten the Canadian. He comes back for more. He's scoring. Oh, another one, a body check. Ladies and gentlemen, Labatt Blue has got a perfect score of 10. That's it. That is done. It's in the wrap. It is all set to go. Amazing Labatt Blue. Although I did love Canadian, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's just the blue just had that better taste that I you know, it is the one for me, okay? It is my opinion. I would love to drink this. This is the one that I will drink before I kick it. I will definitely, please. I wish Labatt Blue, if you don't want to do anything with me, okay, if you don't want to sponsor me or do a video or a commercial, I do have acting experience, okay, I've been on the set. Is there any way you can just mysteriously put a pallet of beer at my house? I'll always drink you, and I will always drink you. You guys are wonderful. I love you. Thank you so much. There it is. 9.5, 10 point. Beautiful. All right, let me close this show out. We're having a blast out here. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to close this segment out like I always do with the quote of the week, quote of the day, quote of the month, however you anticipate it or look at it. I don't know. But this one is really good. This one really resonates with me. And it was said by Robert Baden-Powell. If you don't know who that is, that was a British Army sergeant officer all throughout the ranks in England in the mid to late 1800s. up until the 1900s. 1910, I think, is when he retired from the army. And he was also a writer, and he was most probably well known for being the founder of the Boy Scouts. Okay, and this is what he said, and this is quote I really want you to listen to, because it's really important that you understand it. No matter who you are, where you are, and when you see this, it never dies out. It's so important. It's just the one to me, you know? And he said this: the most worthwhile thing is to try to put happiness in the lives of others. Okay? Think about that. The most worthwhile thing is to try to put happiness in the lives of others. I mean, look, everybody knows it's hard out there. Life, you know, financially, economically, physically, like with your health and stuff like that, emotionally, things are tough all the time, right? So you never know what people are going through. And this is real talk, right? So a life that is fulfilling, a life that is worthwhile, is somebody that is kind to somebody, that is generous, that is always trying to make them feel, strangers, better. Okay, and what I mean by that, strangers and stuff like that, maybe it's people you don't know. You don't know what people are going through. They could be going through some really heavy stuff, right? You pass them by, you help them out, they feel better about their life, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's real easy to be kind, generous, a good person to the people that you love, to the people that are your friends, okay? But that doesn't do anything in terms of like what this quote is saying. A life worth living is something that is expandable, that is infinite, that you're, you know, kind, generous, all these good things to people that you don't even know, strangers, okay? Like, people, listen, we're all in this together. Okay, this is, you know, whatever you want to call it, a shit sandwich or a beautiful life, but we're all in this together. Make it the best that you can, okay? Worth helping people and being generous, and because, you know, you never know when you're going to be down, okay? It's all relative to different people. You never know when you're going to be up, right? So don't just do it when you're on the high. Don't just do it on the low. Always try to be giving and helpful to people. It makes a difference, okay? I read this quote and I think of, like, you know, me as a, I guess, I hate to use it, but the YouTuber, you know what I mean? Like, I come from a background of as an actor, but I started YouTube because it was a worthwhile thing for me. Living this life is trying to give happiness and make life interesting for people, and hope that they're inspired. And, you know, you don't have to be inspired to be a YouTuber, but you may watch a YouTuber. I appreciate it, man. It's just like, you never know where you're gonna get that inspiration from. But I will tell you this, okay? And I've been all around the world a few times. The inspiration, you never know where it's going to come from, but if you're always giving it, okay? If you're always being kind and living that life that's worthwhile, yeah, it's just really, I don't know how to end this. I really don't, but it's so important, okay? I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much, Drew Barrow. I know you're with me. I appreciate it. Anybody who ever watches this video, I hope that you're able to live a worthwhile life and provide inspiration, make people happy, make them laugh, be a good person. It spreads like wildfire, and that is important. Thanks a lot for hanging with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.